Fragrances that remind me of expensive fragrances. Hope you're doing well. This first one is Bleu de Chanel. It's quite difficult to find a clone of this or a similar scent cheaper. And if you know one, please do let the other viewers know. The first few titles I researched about were called RMF Shades Blue, and I have that one. I didn't want to tell you about it. It is very budget conscious fragrance, but it's not exactly the same as this masterpiece. And again, this is a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite fragrances. It's so smooth and relaxing. It's got a touch of incense in the middle that just sets it off perfectly. It lasts all day long. And one that reminds me of Bleu de Chanel is called Homme Parfum by Missoni. The citruses in here are off the chain. You can wait 45 minutes to an hour. You'll love this fragrance every day. And I think this could be blind buy worthy easily, and every day. Next one is Abercrombie Fitch Fierce. This is very expensive still to this day, and there's plenty of fragrances that smell like it. Like one of them is called Mont Blanc Legend, a black bottle. But recently I discovered this. This is my second time about to spray it. It's called Eau de Parfum Legend. It just came out 2021, and it very much so reminds me of this fierce fragrance, and it reminds me of the Eau de Toilette. But with this one, it's more intense, more luxurious, more grown up, and that first initial hit, like I just sprayed it for you, is like serious bergamot, serious, like rich and deluxe. Next you have Dior Sauvage. My nephew and his friends call this douchebag fragrance. I don't know why. They like to wear Versace and Dolce & Gabbana, whatever. The bottom line is I love the Eau de Toilette Dior Sauvage. I know a lot of people that love it and don't even admit that they love it. They're like, in the fragrance community, can you believe it? They're ashamed to tell you that they like this fragrance. Some people are. Not everyone. I'm not afraid to tell you. The fragrance is loved by so many. It got a snowball effect of compliments and went hyped and still going hyped through the roof. And with the exception of some Egyptian fragrances, like the best clone I ever found was called Modest Une, U-N-E, for this, that smells very similar and strong and very cheap. But I found another one that's very close to this. It's called Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. This is also said to smell like Dylan Blue. Nope. It's also said to smell like this Chanel Blue. No, it doesn't. But yes, it does have a lot of similarities to the Sauvage. When you spray this on and wait, you have the same smell, but no pepper. So it's a lot different. It's also probably 50 to 60% cheaper in price than this. When this Prada Luna Rosa Carbon finally dries down, you're left with the smooth, sexy, slight, powdery fragrance that does get you noticed and does get you compliments. Next, you have fragrances that you gotta know, the Creed Ventus line. This is the most budget conscious fragrance you can buy. It's RMF, and specifically it's the Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum specific version, not the Eau de Toilette. This is the one I love most. I feel like it lasts a little longer and has more authentic notes to the Creed Ventus. And another fragrance that can remind you of Creed Ventus would be Cedra Boisé-ish. It kind of reminds you of that fragrance. If you're a hardcore Ventus lover, you will not think it reminds you of it because you're hardcore. Cedra Boisé is basically a citrus dipped in wood sense. It's delicious and it's long lasting. This would be a great starter fragrance if you wanted to dip your feet into the niche world. This would be a perfect one to test out and see if you like it. It's a delicious barbecued pineapple fragrance. I love this fragrance. The longevity is good. Another thing about this fragrance is the women just are totally attracted to it. Besides the fact, if you don't like it, the ladies absolutely love it for some reason. And another fragrance that reminds me of Creed Ventus that's considerably cheaper is called Orion by Trainwy. Now this fragrance is like an Ventus but smokier. It's so much depth, it's got so much longevity, and you can smell it all day long. Whereas sometimes these luxury brands like Ventus and Tom Ford Lost Cherry, Baccarat Rouge 540, your nose goes blind to them. But this one, it never went blind to me. It's delicious. It's a good interpretation. It reminds me heavily of Creed Ventus. Then you have this Trainwy, which is très bad, that reminds people of Creed Green Irish Tweed. It's very good for the price versus the scent trail and the longevity, but the whole concept of it reminding you of a Creed Irish Tweed could be offending to people because of the chemicals in it. But if you can get past that and you don't have that $400 or $500 budget and you have a 90% less budget, then you will try this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know any of your thoughts on all these fragrances. Peace and love. I'll see you next time.